hexagonal pyramid of 25 mm sides of base, 50 mm axis length rests on HP on one of its slant triangular faces. Draw the projections of the pyramid when the axis is inclined to VP at 45 degrees. So here, since it is resting on HP, since the hexagonal pyramid rests on HP, so obviously the initial position has to be on HP. And he says the slant triangular face has to rest on HP. So once the slant triangular face has to rest on HP, so obviously that slant triangular face has to be perpendicular to VP. So you can see when a surface is perpendicular to VP, obviously in VP you will going to get a line. So that means the hexagonal pyramid is so placed that the end point of the triangle, the end of the triangle must have a straight line. So that is possible only when the edge is perpendicular to VP. The slant triangular face containing the edge has to be perpendicular to VP. You can see that a slant triangular face is OCD is inclined to HP and perpendicular to VP. Since it is inclined to HP here and when it is perpendicular to VP, you get a line in the front view. Similarly, you can see you have one more slant triangular face OAF. So this is also a slant triangular face and this is also a slant triangular face. So in this case OFA, AF will be perpendicular to VP. So you're going to get a point. So you'll get a line here. So when you look from the top view, A, B, C, D, E, F. So all are visible. So you have a hexagonal surface, so that you're going to have an edge position. So we have the edge position here, and then we have joined between O to A, O to B, O to C, O to D, O to E, and O to F. These are called slant edges. And OAB is a triangular face. OBC is one more triangular face. OCD is one more triangular face. ODE, OEF, and OFA is all the 6 triangular faces. So when you look from the top view, O is near to the observer, so O is visible, and O1 is away from the observer, so it becomes invisible. Similarly, when you look from the front view, we can see the height of the pyramid, which is 50 mm, and then ABC is near to the surface, ABC is near to the observer, so A dash, B dash, C dash is visible. DEF is away from the observer, so it becomes invisible. So D dash, E dash, and F dash becomes invisible, and O1 dash is hidden by the edge or the point B, so obviously that O1 dash will be invisible. Since O is the apex point, so it is visible. Since the pyramid is joined between O to the extreme corner, that is the apex to the extreme corner, so apex to the extreme corner is A, so O dash is visible, A dash is visible, so you dark that line. Similarly, O dash is visible and B dash is visible, so you dark that line. Then O dash is visible and C dash is visible, so you dark that line. Similarly, AB is joined here and BC is joined here, so A dash to B dash is visible, so you join here, and B dash to C dash you joined here. So coming to the orthographic view of this, see here how to construct this. Since it is resting on one of the slant triangular face, so you have to have that triangle, that edge containing the triangular face has to be perpendicular to VP. So you have to have a 90-degree line towards the XY line. So here how to write the initial position, draw a vertical line first and consider any point, and from there you take a radius of 25. By using the compass you draw a circle. Once you draw a circle, so the vertical line will go into cut the circle at the point B and also at the point E. So you name them as B and E. Then with B as center, take a radius of 25 using the compass, cut an arc on the left side of the circle and similarly onto the right side of the circle, so that you are going to get the points A and C. Then by using the same radius again with point E as center, cut an arc on the right side and also on the left side and also on the right side to get the point F and D respectively. Name them. Then join A to B with a dark line, B to C with a dark line, C to D with a dark line, D to E, and then E to F and F to A. All these are dark lines. Since the apex to the extreme corners we have joined, so naturally from the center, which is O, which is obviously the center of the circle, from here you dark this line into OA, then O to B, O to C, O to D, O to E, and O to F. Then draw the XY line, and then you project all these points towards the XY line such that all the base edges are resting on HB. So when you look from the front view, A dash, A, B, C is near to the observer, so it becomes visible. D, E, F is away from the observer, so it becomes invisible. That is D dash, E dash, F dash. Similarly, when you look from the front view, O1 dash is invisible. So since when you look from the front view, the height can be seen. So from O1 dash, you measure a height of 50 mm and you mark this point and mark that point as O dash. Then join O dash to A dash, O dash to B dash, and O dash to C dash. And then we have A dash to B dash and B dash to C dash with a dark line. So we have two triangular faces when you look from the top view. OCD is one triangular face. Similarly, OAF is the one more triangular face. So we have two triangular faces here. That is O dash, C dash, D dash, and O dash, A dash, F dash. So it is resting on one of the slant triangular faces. Now we have considered O dash, C dash, D dash is on XY line. So we are resting, so it has to be rotated in clockwise direction. So by using the compass, measure the distance from C dash to O dash, consider any point on the XY line and cut an arc on the XY line, and you mark the other end point of that line as O dash. And then measure the distance from C dash to A dash. From C dash you draw an arc. Similarly, measure the length from O dash to A dash. From O dash you cut a previously drawn arc to get this point A dash, F dash. Then join this point with reference to this using a dark line. Similarly, C dash to O dash and O dash to A dash, F dash. Then you measure the length from C dash to B dash. From C dash you cut an arc on this, transfer that line, so transfer that point, and you mark that as B dash, A dash, and O1 dash. Complete the second position front view exactly the similar way, exactly the same as that of the first position front view. So we will going to complete this. Once you complete this, then for this you need to write the top view. So draw a vertical projector from C dash, D dash. Draw a horizontal projector from C and D to get this point CD. Draw a vertical projector from B dash, A dash, and O1 dash. And draw a horizontal projector from B to intersect at the point B. Similarly, from O1 to intersect at the point O1, and E to intersect at this point E in the second position top view. Similarly, draw a vertical projector from F dash, A dash, and draw a horizontal projector from A and F to intersect at the point A and F, and draw a vertical projector from O dash and draw a horizontal projector from O to intersect at the point O. Then join A to B, B to C, C to D, D to E, E to F, and F to A with thin continuous line. Then join O to A, O to B, O to C, O to D, O to E, and O to F. So name them. Once you do that, now you apply the condition of visibility and invisibility. So all the exterior edges of the boundaries of the solids are visible. So you Consider O to B, B to C, C to D, D to E, E to O. All these edges or falls on the exterior edges of the boundaries of the solids, so you dot them. Then when you look from the top view, A dash, B dash, C dash, D dash, E dash, F dash. So this is a hexagonal surface which is visible or open to the observer, so it becomes visible. Here also we can see here. So A, B, C, D, E, F, A, all are open when it is resting on the triangular face O dash, C dash, D dash. So all becomes visible, so you dot that. So you make that EF, FA and EB as visible edges. So similarly, when you look from the top view, O dash, F dash, A dash is a triangular face which is near to the observer, so it is visible. So here also you can see OFA is near to the observer, so it becomes visible here. So here join OA and OF, so it becomes visible. So only the leftward portion is OD and OC. Since OC and OD are crossing the visible edge of AF, so obviously OD and OC will become invisible because two visible edges can never cross each other. Since the hexagonal surface is visible and O1 is on that hexagonal surface, so O1 will become visible.